Alright guys, it's about 3 AM. I'm just home from the midnight screening of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. We're going to do this review a little bit differently than normal. I'm just going to cobble together my thoughts and put together this little spoiler-free review, kind of off the cuff. There's kind of a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is the third and final chapter in the Star Wars sequel trilogy and the ninth and supposedly final chapter of the Skywalker Saga. It stars all of the regular cast of characters from the past two films, including a few new faces and some other old ones as well. So The Rise of Skywalker is either one of the most anticipated movies of the year or one of the most dreaded movies of the year, kind of depending on what side of the fandom you currently sit on. Of course, The Last Jedi left a bit of a sour taste in the mouths of many, while others, like myself, really loved it. For me, of course, Rise of Skywalker is a film that I've been dying for this entire year. In fact, the last couple of years, I have been a big fan of the entire sequel trilogy so far. I loved how J.J. Abrams started with The Force Awakens. It was this really beautiful, nostalgic ride, full of really familiar things, but also kind of showed signs of taking the franchise in this new direction. The Last Jedi, for me, just completely blew the doors open to all these new directions that this franchise could potentially take. It was brave, it was bold, it was big. It was one of my favorite Star Wars movies ever. So of course, I have been highly anticipating Rise of Skywalker to kind of see which direction this franchise was going to take and finally close out. I gotta say, look, I want to say it right from the top here because I don't want to drag it out too much. But this movie really disappointed me. And I kind of don't know how to feel right now. And of course, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm really not going to talk too in-depth on this. But the movie, for me, it was a major fizzle. I don't hate this movie. I didn't dislike this movie. There's a lot in this movie that I really did like. There's a lot of fantastic moments, a couple of really great moments where you go, oh, well, that's really cool. Things that we've really wanted to see along here that have really wonderful payoffs. But there's also a lot of stuff in here that is either really safe or really stupid. A lot of stuff left me scratching my head. A lot of stuff made me kind of just laugh. Kind of thinking, what is this? Why are you doing this? Again, I didn't hate this. I'm not going to take this to the level that people took hatred of The Last Jedi. This was a perfectly, fine film, but it kind of feels like J.J. Abrams and I guess the greater Lucasfilm, maybe Disney, and perhaps in response to the backlash from The Last Jedi, really wanted to make a movie that they thought people would love. They wanted to make a movie that would unite the fandom, and as a result, made a movie that was just really safe. Now, Force Awakens was a pretty safe movie to begin with, so maybe this is just a culmination of what J.J. Abrams wanted to do the whole time. But this movie really just feels like a really safe film that these guys just wanted fans to love. And I feel like it was not only to the detriment of the film itself, but to the detriment of this entire trilogy of films, which again, so far, I have really loved. Again, it ends this trilogy for me on a fizzle. Makes me kind of wonder what the point of this trilogy was in the first place. Again, without going too in depth, I kind of feel like things were just wrapped up so neatly, so nicely. Things were done so purposely to make fans just love it. This is a movie that just so desperately wants to be a crowd pleaser that it doesn't take any risks, doesn't take any chances. It backtracks on all the big, bold decisions that Rian Johnson made with The Last Jedi. And really blatantly, there's a few really blatant on-the-nose moments where it's almost like J.J. Abrams is talking to Rian Johnson through the film. in this really coy, sort of sarcastic way, going, I didn't like what you did there, so I'm just gonna completely redo it. This is a movie that's just so incredibly safe that I personally found very little enjoyment in it as a finale. I kind of felt like everything that I've been waiting for this whole time kind of came to this enormous fizzle at the end. And this is not a review I wanted to make. This is, I really wanted to love this movie, and you guys know, who have followed my channel over the last few years, you guys know that I've fully supported this this sequel trilogy, and really all of the Disney Star Wars movies so far. But there's just so much in this movie that I can't get behind, and that I just thought was just so stupid. That's really the only word I can think of for half of the stuff in this movie. Just stupid stuff. And it's almost like it takes this direction where we all kind of knew it was going from the beginning. A lot of the big surprises really aren't surprises. A lot of the big twists are kind of things that we saw coming, 4 years ago. I keep saying it, but this is such an incredibly safe movie that so desperately wants to be loved by the entire fan base that it's filled to the brim with unnecessary fan service that kind of undermines the entire movie and makes the entire thing feel like a little bit of a cop-out. Again, I didn't hate this movie. There is a lot of great stuff in here. There's some great action sequences. There are some great character moments. There is some really great character development here. Some really great rounding out of character arcs. Some characters in particular do have this really beautiful arc that comes to a nice, satisfying culmination that I thought was really fantastic and made me really happy, made me really satisfied. But overall, I can't help but feel really underwhelmed and dissatisfied with the film overall. I don't know, I think a lot of people are really gonna love this movie, and I kind of feel like the people who hated The Last Jedi are the audience for this film. Because this is a film that really wants them to love it over really anyone else. I think this is gonna be another really divisive Star Wars film. But for me, this is not a movie that I have any desire to really go back and see anytime soon. Weird for me, because I would usually go and see a Star Wars movie in cinemas probably 3 times minimum. At that, I feel like I'm kind of rambling and going over the same things over and over again. So I'm just going to give this one a score, and I think I'm going to give Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker a very safe 3 out of 5. Again, didn't love it, didn't hate it. I'm just kind of impartial to this movie. A lot of it was really stupid. A lot of it was just incredibly too safe for my liking. But I think there is going to be an audience for this movie, and I really do hope that you guys out there love this. I really do hope that, I mean, at the least, you do like this movie. It's going to be interesting over the next few days, especially once it opens in America on Friday, to see what the larger reaction to this film is actually going to be. But for me, unfortunately, this one was a fizzler. If you guys out there have seen Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, find away down in the comments below and please let me know your thoughts. I really do want to hear what people think about this movie. But of course, I do want to say please be civil down there, down below. Of course, this could turn into an absolute cesspit of toxicity, and we don't want that. We still love Star Wars. We still want to support this franchise. No matter how much you like or dislike this movie, there's no reason for hate. There's no reason for any kind of hatred or anything. I mean, if these movies have taught us anything, it's that that hatred only leads to the dark side. So we don't want to bring that into anything. But again, I do want to hear what you guys think of this movie down in the comments below. I am going to have quite a few Rise of Skywalker videos up over the next few days. I'm going to have a Star Wars ranking of all 11 live-action films. And then in a few days' time, I may come back with a little spoiler review as well. But I'm kind of undecided at the moment. I am taking a little bit of a break over this holiday because I've just been flat chat this entire year. At that, guys, I'm going to round this out. I'm going to go to bed because I'm really tired, and hopefully I'll wake up in a good mood in the morning. At that, guys, take it easy. I really do hope you enjoy the film. See you later, guys. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos and you'd like to see more like it in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen, as well as that like button down below for that little extra support. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.